I'm here with classical violinist Ray Chen, who is a rising superstar in the classical music world. Ray, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
That's a pleasure.
And I understand you've been traveling around the world, giving concerts. Can you share a little bit about some of the exciting places you've been to recently?
Well, I just got back from St. Petersburg in Russia, and before that I was in Italy, in Milan, Florence, and also was in Germany. I mean, basically all over the place.
Fantastic. When you're on the road, generally on average, how long are you traveling with each trip?
Oh, I would say around a month to 2 months.
My goodness. And so are you carrying all your music physically with you when you're traveling?
Oh, that would be a sight, wouldn't it? No, I'm not, luckily. And I mean, largely thanks to this device, which I have here next to me. It's the iPad. And you'll notice that there's some music on it. And together with this device here, the AirTurn, you can have the music on your iPad, and then wirelessly, by using your foot, you can turn the pages like that. Mm-hmm. And so this comes in handy when, let's say, you're on, as you said, on tour. I suddenly get called up for a concert, and then I don't have the music with me. I just download it from the internet, and boom, it's there, and I have it, and I can practice it, and it saves the day.
That's fantastic. So really, have you literally replaced all your physical music with digital versions of on your iPad?
Well, I would say that, yes, I have a copy of every single piece on the iPad that I'm playing. I also have it in physical form as well, sheet music.
But you just don't need to take the physical form with you, is that right?
Exactly.
It must be a tremendous, make your traveling a lot easier, yes?
Oh yeah, and I can buy a lot more clothes.
Tell us a little bit more about this AirTurn. This is a hands-free page turner. Is this a new thing that you've been using? Because I know the New York Times and the Washington Post have been writing more observations about more and more classical musicians using the AirTurn and even the iPad to really replace, human page turners, to really replace physical sheet music. Tell us a little bit more about how you've been using the AirTurn in your own career.
Well, the first time that I used it publicly was at the 2009 International Violin Competition of the Queen Elizabeth. It was in Brussels. And for me, it was a huge help. There was a piece that they had commissioned for this competition, and it was a piece that nobody had ever seen or heard of before. And I mean, it was a nightmare. I mean, it was so difficult, and there wasn't any chance for you to turn pages. I mean, it was like 7 huge, big, poster size, pages long. And everyone else, I remember, had to have like 5 stands across the stage, kind of have the music spread out. I mean, it was like you couldn't even see the performer at the end. And whereas I just used my laptop and together with the AirTurn, wirelessly turning the pages, I didn't have to worry a thing about that. And not only did that made things easier, I could also, since page turning didn't become a problem anymore, use the score, the full score, meaning that it wasn't just the violin part that I had displayed, it was the violin and piano part.
So most violinists, they actually just see just their part, but they don't see anything else around
Exactly. And maybe they're making small notations here and there, but I mean, I had the full kind of map in front of me. So that gave me a huge advantage over my fellow competitors.
And not only did you go on to win the entire competition, the 2009 Queen Elizabeth, but you also won for best performance of that particular piece. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, fantastic. So tell us a little bit more. I know you have some exciting projects coming down the line. I know you've got a second CD that's going to be released by Sony Classical.
That's correct. Yes, it's coming out February 7th worldwide. And it features the Tchaikovsky and Mendelssohn violin concertos. And going back to the competition, at the Queen Elizabeth, I played the Tchaikovsky violin concerto and won with that. And in 2008, I was at the International Yehudi Menuhin competition, and I used the Mendelssohn violin concerto, which is what I won that competition with. So, I mean, these two are quite close to my heart, and I've been excited to share it with the public.
That's fantastic. I mean, two wonderful works that have helped really launch your career, and it seems to be very fitting that these two pieces are also used to launch your new CD, yes?
Oh, that's correct, yeah.
Wonderful. And I know you're very active not only with using music reading technologies like the iPad and hands-free page turners like the AirTurn, but I know you're also being very innovative in the way that you keep in touch with your fans. You want to talk a little bit about that, please?
Oh, well, I think in this day and age, we have the option. I think it's a privilege for us to be able to be so connected with our fan base, with our audience. And so personally, I use Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Twitter, and a personal website, which is all kind of linked together. So when I update one, it appears on all three. And you know, together with uploading photos from my travels and blogging a bit, giving status updates, you know, I think it really allows people to have more of a sense of, you know, the personal side of Ray Chen, you know, not just him walking on stage playing and then bowing and leaving, you know. It's really connects the people together, which is what I think music is all about anyway. It's like the connection between performer and audience.
I'm sure you must get a lot of questions from your fans as well. Do you, and particularly those of your fans who are violin students or aspiring musicians, is there one piece of advice that you find yourself giving over and over to them?
Well, I would say that a lot of fans ask me, you know, how do I what is it like to be on the road? You know, and they're interested in knowing what the life of a, you know, classical violinist, you know, that's traveling the world is. So and you know, what I would say to that is that, you know, it can be a little lonely sometimes. Of course, you know, Facebook, Skype, these things help make it less so. But, you know, in the end, yeah, it's and so many things happen. It's very exciting at the same time, and but, you know, to always kind of remember to be yourself in the end, because otherwise it'll be a never-ending kind of trying to please everyone thing, and that's I think it's important to try and to be happy, you know, yourself, and to enjoy everything, the music, everything like that, and not lose sight of all of that amidst the excitement and, you know, stuff that's happening.
Ray, thank you so much for taking the time to talk a little bit about your amazing life. Is there any, just quick summary, what's happening next? Just what are the next exciting things happening for you after the CD release?
Well, I will be traveling, just continuing my travels across the world, performing everywhere. We've got, you know, Hong Kong coming up, Japan,
cool,
over in Asia, Europe, I mean, just everywhere. Right. And yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll be able to meet more people, and yeah, the music will just take me to new, interesting places.
Great. Ray, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best in your concerts and travels.
Thank you.